I maybe should have started out a little nearer me, I guess. I'm trying to slide my bucket to help kind of keep it level for the pour. Hey guys, how are you all? I'm doing a wood grain pour here on our conference table. I want to be able to start and stop the pours pretty close to the ends here. And I want to be pretty accurate right now, pretty organized, because I mixed just barely enough to cover this square footage here. This is about 64 with the edges. You got about 68 square feet. And there is not a lot of excess product on here. We barely mixed enough. So how are you guys doing today? This is our main conference table, and we don't use it a ton, but we have a lot of people come in and sit here during classes. So people will come in here and eat lunch and stuff like that. So I always like to have an area for people just to relax and talk to each other, whatever, kind of a co-work space. It's a nice one. So I thought I'd see if we'd make it pop a little better. Where are you guys watching from? Thanks for tuning in today, by the way. All right. Tennessee? How's it in Tennessee right now? I love Tennessee. Maryland, Memphis.
Lakeland, Florida.
Hope you guys are staying warm right now.
Nashville, the Netherlands, Utah, North Carolina, Phoenix,
Nashville.
Derek says cold.
Hey, Netherlands. Somebody from the Netherlands. I love camping and overlanding. I do outdoors. So that's about everything I do is very outdoorsy. How is the camping and overlanding in the Netherlands? I did a really fun road trip after I taught a class up in Norway one time. I did a really fun road trip all the way down through Norway, took a barge across the bay into Sweden, drove all the way down the coast of Sweden into Denmark, and I loved that, but I've wanted to do a little more off-roading and kind of check out some of your guys' backcountry in those areas.
A lot of people in Arizona today.
Arizona, huh?
Tennessee as well.
Lots of Arizona in the house.
Indiana, what's up? In Albuquerque, Mexico.
Albuquerque? What are you doing down there? Ray, thanks for coming and checking out our library.
When are the next classes?
Classes every month. So we have another class I think coming up in like 2 or 3 weeks. So sign up now. The last one was amazing. It just was over yesterday. It was such a good group of people. Very, very fun.
Laura wants to know how you're doing today.
Laura, thank you so much. I'm doing very well. Blessed more than I deserve, always. Always more blessed than I deserve. Thanks for the love, guys. Wait till you see this table not turn out and see if the hearts all go away. Well, I don't know if that's me trying to do ghetto stuff under the table to get more drips of epoxy.
We only have a class in Missouri for it once.
Missouri. You know what? We'll be out in Florida soon. Let me know where you would prefer. Don't tell me right where you're at necessarily, because we can do Florida, Texas, California classes. We can teach a class in Florida, Texas, or California. And let me know where you guys would prefer me be, because we are setting up one most likely in Florida right now, coming up in the near future. And I'd love to know where you guys would rather come and see us.
Brandon said, never used epoxy before, but it was amazingly easy and came out beautifully.
Dude, good job, man. You must have really paid attention then.
B&J Custom Printing said, I make drinking actions with resin and many other things.
BJ Custom Resin, thanks for being on here. I like that. That's badass. I bet you do some more intricate work than we do even then. If you're doing little tiny keychains, it takes a lot of just patience and attention to detail to do that stuff. So good on you. We're at in Oregon. I love Oregon. I think, what have I been to Oregon like 3 times here in the last year?
How many coats of epoxy you've done last year?
This is only 2 coats right now. We did our first layer, and no, I'm lying, 3, sorry. There's already 3 and this is our 4th. I forgot all about, see guys, I pour too much stuff. I completely forgot about the whole first pour that we had on this table, so yeah.
Middle of the US, how much are classes?
Classes here in Grand Junction, Colorado right now are $350 if you sign up now. I want this to be a little messy because this is going to be a lot of our accent, and I want it random where it's at in here.
Nick said, can't wait to do my new dining table, similar to what you're doing here, Levi.
Oh, is that Nick Van Overbeck?
Yeah.
There's a badass. Everybody go check out Nick Van. I think it's Nick Van. Go check out his channel. He does some amazing art. Neon Nick Van. He's one of our main epoxy installers, and he's most likely going to be doing some classes soon.
Where are you setting up in Florida?
In Florida, we're looking at just north of Miami somewhere. And if you have a shop or a job you're looking for, a lot of times we'll take on jobs and customers just pay for products, and we'll come out and actually do a class right in the home. It's a lot more valuable, in my opinion, to get on-site jobs and stuff. Dude, this is gonna be exciting. I'm about to start smearing this crap around, and it's either gonna be a disaster or maybe not a disaster.
I love watching how you do amazing work.
Thank you guys. I love having you guys come on our channel. It's awesome to have all the support from so many awesome people out there. You guys are all way kinder supporters of our channel than what we deserve. So, you know what? Michael works very, very hard. He's the one behind the camera, and he's put a lot into this channel too. So, but we couldn't do any of it without you guys.
Do you know when Florida will be?
Florida, probably in about a month and a half, but so just let me know, guys, what your
Part of California would you teach?
probably southern, most likely Southern California, down closer. I have an idea in Carlsbad right now. I don't know if anybody else who out there would want to go to Carlsbad, California, or Miami, Florida, but those are probably the 2 top places that are most likely right now.
I guys hope you're having an awesome.
Hey James, thank you. We are having a good week, man. Thanks for checking out our live here today. All right, I'm just basically trying not to waste a lot of this resin because I did not mix any excess, basically at all. So I need to make sure I'm very gingerly with it. All right.
Well, she said she has a big kitchen, she wants to learn it, but she's terrified to do it herself.
You know what? If you have a big kitchen to do, call us up and we'll work on it with you. Or come to a class and maybe you'll be less terrified. But we do a lot of installs. I don't know that this knife is enough to get it to spread right now. This is my little bear claw knife that I cut with scissors. I just took a white putty knife and cut it, and we're gonna be wood graining with it. So kind of a, now I'm hoping that I can get this ran enough on here that I can actually spread my material, because if you notice there's a lot of voids between it. I'm gonna try to stay away from having to roll or anything like that. I may use a squeegee, but most likely I want this to be as natural as possible. I'll start out in the middle out here.
I'm usually in class, I'll be down to go to Kelly if you're doing a class.
We'll definitely be doing some classes. But come to Grand Junction. This is a very fun place. A lot of people fly right into Grand Junction, Colorado. That's where all of our main workshops, the biggest workshops, always are. We have people come from all over the world. And we have a very nice classroom, tons of hands-on experience. Everybody's pouring epoxy. So I'm a big fan of like getting your hands dirty, making mistakes. I have a rule. I want all the students to make as many mistakes in my building as possible so we can fix them together. So that's kind of,
Where are you gonna go? Nick's gonna be in Florida next week in June.
oh man, Nick, partying. Nick's gone there to party. Okay, now this might look ugly right now, but Okay, there is a method to this madness, and this is going to create an amazing wood grain. Oh man, it's like incredible down here already.
Always golfing. How often are the classes?
Every month we have a class, so every month. Let me know if you have a shop or somewhere or a job site that you'd want to host a class on, and if that is something where you'd want to host a class, call our office.
Someone says it's edible.
You know what? I would say don't eat it.
James says, I have a tub to do this week. I've done so many of them in the last year.
Dude, James is a badass though. He's a good. Put some of those videos out here, James. We want to see that. You're always working, dude.
We have a Pagani tub coming up soon.
We are gonna do a Pagani tub, aren't we? Okay, when we torch, this is gonna turn out better. This might be the best wood grain I've ever done. I don't think anybody online can tell, but you can kind of see the separation's like insane. I'm trying to just get myself close with enough product over here by my edge to where I can very nicely pour product right over that edge. Look at that, look at that. You see how that's mixing just like candy? Sam, are you looking at me or the table? No, I'm kidding, sorry dude. That's a joke. Dude, thanks for the love, guys. This table is turning out, man. It's all the patience. Patience is a virtue, and I don't always have a lot of any of that, but I'm even careful how I pray for patience because, man, you don't want God to just give you the situation that creates patience. You just want Him to somehow magically bless you with the patience that you needed for life.
Antonio sent us a rose.
Antonio, thank you, brother.
How do you get rid of the bubbles?
We'll torch that, and that's what's gonna really pop this. When we finally torch this table, that's what's gonna make this whole thing turn into magic. You're gonna freak out. This is gonna be I think this will break the internet. I've been waiting to do this too, so. Okay, there it is.
Saludos from Colombia.
Saludos from Colombia. How are you down there in Colombia? There's a place I need to spend more time. I've only been to Colombia once, and it's been a while.
User ending in 6583 sent the rose.
Thank you, user 18537 for the rose. Thank you everybody for being here. I hope you guys are enjoying this. When we torch this, you're gonna see everything marble. All these colors are gonna kind of completely change. It's gonna be crazy when we just apply it.
Texas, Gainesville.
Gainesville, Texas, huh?
And Venezuela.
Venezuela. How you doing down there in Venezuela? It's summer your time, huh?
Tabitha sent us a heart.
Tabitha. Thank you, girl. God bless you, Tabitha.
Bug Pro sent us an ice cream.
Ice cream. I love ice cream. What's up with all these gifts? You guys are so caring. What the heck? I never even knew. Like, oh, this is amazing. Wait till you come down here and watch this, Charles. I'm gonna try to bring it back here. Bring it up.
What epoxy was it you used?
This is our countertop epoxy. And it links in the bio for all our products. Look at that, how I'm scraping it up off the table, and it's just naturally mixing it, and then it's dropping it through the cuts in the knife I made. So this is basically, as goofy as that is, it makes doing a really nice linear pattern very easy.
Said, will you come to my house and epoxy my countertops?
Marjorie, call our office and I'll be right there. I will definitely come to your house and epoxy your countertops. That is the other thing. I'm not kidding, Marjorie. If you really want it done, give our office a call. And this is when you'd want to get me because I'm not as busy in the winter times, but we are already getting booked. So.
Are we going to World of Concrete this year? Is there an epoxy convention?
Do you know, I used to go to World of Concrete. I don't really believe in it anymore. I don't really need to see what other people are doing. This might be weird, but I think it's all been very commercialized, especially the epoxy portions of everything. Like all the epoxy companies out there, bar like us, and maybe somebody else I don't know of, are all owned by big $2 billion investment companies, most of them one. And so I don't really see a lot of competition there. I see a whole lot of people selling the same stuff that's all made in the same factories with a different label on it, and that's kind of just not my game. So I feel like World of Concrete, even just a few years ago, just had a lot more value to it. And this is only my perspective, guys, in my opinion, for what I do. So Sweden, I miss you guys in Sweden. I was just saying, that was one of my favorite road trips my whole life, was Sweden. Okay, when I exited the south of Sweden by your guys' big bridge there in the south of your country, where it goes across that bridge to Denmark, who's been on that bridge? That scared the crap out of me. I didn't think I was afraid of heights. I never have been. But man, that being on a bridge that big, I did not know that was coming. It's funny, I was not ever even expecting that. I'd seen it on the Discovery Channel. That also tells you how much I planned my road trip. I don't plan very much, guys. I usually just figure I'm a badass and wing it. So.
Jay said so no classes in New Mexico?
No, not in New Mexico, Jay. You can drive this far, buddy. We have people drive way further than New Mexico to a class. I'd love to have you up here. Marjorie from Montana. Where at in Montana? I used to live up in Thompson Falls, Marjorie. Now the only thing I'm doing right now is I'm trying to get all my edges to finally pour correctly enough product off the sides for my edges to be completed right. And I do not want a whole bunch of uneven, like I don't want my lines crossing over each other.
Oh, Jeanette's here. Hey, y'all.
Jeanette. How's our Jeanette?
Barbara wants to know if you've ever epoxied plywood.
I have epoxied a lot of plywood, Barbara. Just has to be done correctly. Depends on where it is and how you're doing it and why you're doing it and what your end result is, and you can use it. You can epoxy plywood just fine. I'd say which product are you using and why are you doing it and where are you putting it though, and we'll tell you all about how to get it done. So.
Hello in
Germany. Germany. Welcome to our live, guys.
Billings, Montana. Is where Marjorie's from.
Billings, Montana, huh? Yeah, I can go up there to Billings. That's not a problem at all. I'll go do a pretty winter drive to Billings, Montana. We'll do a live at your house though. So if we're doing your countertops in Montana, we're gonna have to go live in your home. No, we don't have to.
Where are we from?
We're in Grand Junction, Colorado. That's the western side of the state. The best side of the state, let's be honest. Okay.
From which country do you broadcast?
We broadcast everywhere, live from...
Did you all put too much product on, sir? I'm just curious.
No, this is perfect. We're just scraping it to get a wood graining effect, kind of. So that's sort of what I was wanting to get out of here. I'm trying to make it a nice wood graining pattern here. I'm trying to mix up some of my colors over here.
Oh, Rick lives
Okay, I'm just about done.
in Hamilton, Montana.
Say what?
Rick lives in Hamilton, Montana.
Montana. Yeah, Thompson Falls is one place I kind of grew up part of my life. What's that?
Jeanette said it's cold in Texas. It's only going to get colder.
Do you know what? Texas gets cold like that. You guys are like so nice and warm, and then you have your damn ice storms you decide to have all the time.
How did the floor come out yesterday in the coffee room?
Oh, dude, the coffee floor turned out really good. Very good. I'll show you guys that floor in just a little bit. You guys will love it.
You can go live in my kitchen.
Go do what?
You can go live in my kitchen.
I'll go live on your kitchen. whatever you want to.
At the moment. Just a trucker.
Just a trucker? God bless you, brother. I hope you're having a good day. Drive safe out there. Thanks for delivering all the things that our consumer asses need, or I think we need half the time.
Eric said, what a huge table is. What is something like that going to cost?
This is 16. This table is 16 feet long and 4 feet wide, and it's built out of 6 sheets of 3/4 inch MDF, so the cost of that. And then we poured, this layer is about 4 gallons of resin. So whatever that 4 gallons, so you'd be about under $1,000 for a 16-foot table. This is a crazy table. It brings all the boys to the yard too, trust me. No, I don't know.
They want you to torch it and it turns out the bubble.
Oh, we're gonna get those bubbles out. I'm just about to torch right now, guys. I just had one last stroke.
Why are you using a very wide scraper?
A very wide scraper, because I like to do things slow. El acompañamiento. Gracias. Hola. He's our Spanish profesora de epoxy. Look at all those bubbles popping. It's gonna leave such a badass pattern. Because I scraped kind of backwards and let that scraper dig underneath, it's gonna allow all these bubbles. Now I always tell people don't torch your edges unless you're me and you just know how to do everything right. No, I'm kidding, just don't torch them. But you might have to lightly on something this big get a few bubbles out. But I still want these edges to be, I want them to stay really crisp like that because they look so damn good. Why are we doing what? We spray alcohol and it's just a different product. And I have torched floors, and our flooring product can be torched. It's just much easier and kind of fun to do that type of viscosity of product with spraying alcohol. Do you guys know where I saw that song? I used to walk to some phones in Iraq, and they weren't legal. I was a Marine in Iraq back in 2003 and 4. And there was some phones we used to sneak to call home from, and they were kind of, we weren't always supposed to walk down there to call home from them anyways. They're just kind of dumb. And I'm down there one time, and there was a lot of locals around there, and the locals would sometimes, unfortunately, try to kill us. And a lot of bad things happened right there, around there in the week up to where I read this. And I'm in this phone and I see scratched on the wall, it says, "My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard." Dude, I didn't know that that was a song. I had been over there, it came out while I was in Iraq. And I just started thinking, I was like, what the fuck's a milkshake? What's that? What's the milkshake mean? Where's the yard? Is this the yard? Am I the boys? I started wondering, I didn't know what the hell. I started getting kind of scared. I thought somebody was out to get me. So I go back to my unit and I'm like, man, there's some weird stuff. Somebody wrote some weird stuff down by those phones. Yeah, I got made fun of. Turns out I just didn't know a lot about music.
Where are we located?
We are in Western Colorado, Grand Junction, Colorado. Oh man, this is so turning out so beautiful. Yep, we'll do jobs anywhere, guys. Come out to our classes though. Our workshop right there in Grand Junction is the best workshop you'll ever attend for any epoxy class. If you really want to learn how to start a business and make money and take care of people and warranty jobs so that you don't have issues, you definitely want to come to one of our classes. Or how to take care of the issues when they do happen, because things happen. Say what? Just soap and water, guys. Just soap and water for these countertops. A lot of times I use just like a tablespoon of vinegar and a little bit of water and wash it down. That's really disinfectant. I'm kind of a hippie though, so but you can use it just about anything you'd clean. I try to say non-abrasive. You know, you don't want to use a really abrasive like a SOS pad or something, but Do white epoxy if you know how to and you know where. Look at that, is gorgeous. No, we have quite a bit of time because I was organized as to when we mixed and poured, and we got it out at a good temperature. So I have quite a bit of time to get down there. This will actually stay like this and somewhat workable for, 2.5, 3 hours at the most. Thank you guys. Love you all. Thanks for the love, guys. Thank you so much for the love and following us. What would you rather see on a live? And I will show you the floor we just did yesterday here in a minute, but let me know, guys, what you would rather see, because this is your guys' live, and I put a lot of effort. Michael puts a lot of effort, but I want to make sure we're doing what you guys like. Okay. Say what?
Dropping bombs. Said, oh, I just found the golden ticket alive with the Bob Ross.
Dude, dropping bombs, you're way too nice. You gotta tell us about yourself dropping bombs. We don't know who you are. You're just some really nice person that we know that's always supporting us on our live. You probably have a thing for ugly gingers, don't you? Thank you guys. Thank you for paying taxes and supporting a country where a young man that I didn't have a ton of opportunity and direction when I was young, so that was a great job for me. It does pop the bubbles very effectively too. Just takes a minute to get to them all, but man, this table, it's getting flatter and flatter. We'll do a pass over really quick and you'll see just how smooth it's getting as soon as it's all these little tiny fish eyes. That's all from big air bubbles. And remember, I poured this just about as thin as you could pour a table this big. So I put 4 gallons, but this is almost 70 total square feet. So, and I poured a really complex pattern where you can't really save a lot of product when you're doing it like this. So. What was that? Oh. Yeah, is the milkshake already an old song? Is that already an old person song? I didn't know that. Good God. And
Steve said, I want to get out of granite and learn something new.
Steve, you got to come to a class. I actually used to do granite, and that's what got me into this. I had a small granite shop, and we were successful, but man, all the struggles of granite, as you guys all know. And very non-competitive when economies go downhill, whereas epoxy turns into a very competitive. There's a lot of cash value in it. So if you do sweat equity, you can stay in a lot of high-end jobs with epoxy. Really only with the right product. I think the key is the right epoxy. Well, I am from Ohio, man. Coming out. I have a buddy, if Neo Nick Van is in the comments still, Neo Nick Van is in Ohio, and if you work something out, maybe you go help him out on a job or something like that. He's a really good installer, a good friend of mine too. Also served in the Marine Corps.
What's the name of our shop?
Grand Junction, Colorado. Oh, what's the name of our shop? Countertopepoxy.com. So look up countertopepoxy.com.
Every live is great. Love it all.
Thank you, Janet. You're always awesome. Thank you for the love, guys. Look at through here. I am like just in love with these veins through here. This whole table is like the best wood graining striations that I've almost ever seen. I don't know which side is easier for you guys to view this from, but. You know, I could spray alcohol and light this on fire and do all that, but I really don't want to disrupt this really solid pour. So I'm going to take a little more time than normal and just really slowly torch the whole thing. If you think this is actually about the average square footage of an entire kitchen just in one countertop, so it might take you 5 minutes to torch, but be patient. zero problem with yellowing as long as you do the right products in the right places. I don't do clears or whites exterior. And if I am near exterior, I only use certain products. So this is a very high-end product. This will never yellow, especially with these colors. This has UV inhibitors in it, yes. Nick, my big torch, kind of quit working. I just realized that when we were doing this too. So I think when you stick your torch head in epoxy, it probably just isn't good for it long term. And I'm guessing that's what happened to it. Sounds like something Levi would do. We teach wall epoxy every class. I'll show you guys what we just did in this last one. In fact, I'm pretty sure I'm the only one that's actually had a real wall epoxy period in the world at our shop. So if you want to learn actual wall epoxy, I think we're the only place you'd ever want to go to. What's the cheapest epoxy on the market to start out training with? Something good, quality, that's not going to misteach you how to apply a product. So I would just say either don't do epoxy or get the right epoxy. Cheap epoxy will let you down and you'll be frustrated with epoxy. It won't bond to edges. You can't get patterns like this the same. It's non-flexible, it's not shock resistant. It'll yellow on you, be brittle, crack. So yeah, what's the cheapest epoxy? I would just get a good one. We have a very good price on all our products. So I think we actually have a sale going on. So right now we're probably the cheapest, but it's still a high quality product. I have a little piece of junk in here. May as well get it out now. Never gets easier later. Yep, there we are. This is just the countertop epoxy on countertopepoxy.com, the FX Black Label. So we are going to do some online classes. Right now we do mostly in-person workshops, which are highly valuable in my opinion if you're wanting to ever do this for a living. I would say it's kind of a must-do thing if you're wanting to do epoxy for a living. You really need to attend a good workshop, and not somebody. I'm not a salesman and I'm not trying to sell you on mine, but almost every workshop out there is being taught by somebody who tried to make profit off of a manufacturing scam with epoxy. It was very rarely people like, I did installs of granite, installs of tile, and then took 14 years slowly getting into epoxy and manufacturing and training. And we try to be very accurate as to the realisticness of how to start companies, how to do jobs. Real on site. It's a lot different doing samples in a controlled environment than on a job. Oh man, great-tastic. Corey, thank you so much. Is this Corey Strauss? Jose, thank you, Jose. You just want me to catch it on fire, don't you, Jose? Thank you for your support, buddy. You guys are, thank you guys. You're welcome for the service. I love serving my country and I love actually just working with people. So I think lots of people serve their country in lots of ways too. So. It could, yes. You could burn it from torching it too much. But I'm using kind of a small torch for a big table, so I don't think there's really any chance of that. And I'm wanting to be pretty accurate, not blow my veins out. I don't know what you guys think about the wood graining, if you like how crisp it turned out, but I hate when I do something too aggressive and then it blurs it all. Oh man, you always come back. You can always come back. All right, we're about done for now on my first torching, and I'll probably torch it again in a minute. Just not quite as heavy, just a quicker pass. Let any last little air bubbles float to the top. Oh man, I'm pretty happy with it, to be honest. That's awesome. The uglier your countertops are, man, the better of a change and the bigger difference it'll look. So that's badass. Get them and cover them. Measure them out and let us know. Yeah, it does, doesn't it, Laura? I think you're right about that. Thank you, Laura. God bless you. Yeah, check out the link in the bio, or come here. We definitely have classes here in Grand Junction every month, and you can sign up for one. Oh, Corey, thank you, Corey. Thank you for your service. You know, it's sunny, it's a little snowy outside, but it's beautiful here, and it's definitely not minus 40, so come to a class. It could be, and my wider nozzle torch, stupidly, is just quit working, so, and I haven't really needed it, and now I do. So now this is when I'll go buy one. We're in Grand Junction, Colorado. That's the western side of the state. Thank you, Steve. Thanks for the crown. And the rose. You guys are so kind. I don't know what I'm supposed to do for those. If I'm supposed to do like a back, I can't do backflips. I mean, I probably could. I just might need to go to the chiropractor. Maybe I'll do a cartwheel. Okay, now is my last. I know I lied and said I was almost done torching. Thank you for the galaxy, Steve. I don't even know what that's worth, but thank you, Steve. Somehow this countertop's turning out just right. Okay. I'm debating when I spray this whole thing with heavy alcohol. If I do.
Mother of a Marine, he was in Afghanistan and Kuwait, so thank you for your service and sacrifices.
Say that?
Mother of a Marine, he was in Afghanistan and Kuwait, so thank you for your serving your sacrifices noted.
The mother of a Marine, God bless you. Being a mom of a Marine must be the hardest job. I guarantee it was easier being a Marine than being the mom having to watch your kid go away, so God bless you. I'm sorry you had to go through that. This is a very slow working epoxy. You'll have about 3 hours if you know how to work with it. If you need that time, you can work it up to about 3 hours. Oh man.
Is there a difference between furniture and flooring epoxy?
Say what?
Is there a difference between furniture and flooring epoxy?
Definitely a big difference between different epoxies. So this epoxy, it's meant to hold on to edges. So a lot of epoxies have air release, some don't, some have, they're all manufactured for different attributes. Whether you want clarity or flexibility, like a lot of flexible resins can't be as clear, or it's pricey and difficult to make them clear. So usually you kind of want to know what you're looking to do and then get the proper resin for that. That's why we have a specific flooring product, a casting resin, a countertop resin. We actually have 2 different countertop resins, and then 2 flooring resins. It's really important that you use the right product in the right space. A lot of people that have, substandard results, it really starts out often when they were using the wrong product in the wrong place to start out with. So.
Are we going to see floor updates from yesterday?
Yep, I'll show you the floor right now, guys. Turned out really beautiful.
Shower walls.
Yep. Yeah, we're probably the only company that does a lot of epoxy on shower walls. It's one of our most common. We have a trowelable epoxy that you can trowel on, or you can pour panels and set those. So come to a class and learn how to do it. Just one of each. So 2 quarts would be 1 quart of A and 1 quart of B for the total of 2 quarts. That's a resin and a hardener make your epoxy. So that's a good question. Thank you for asking that one.
Marcia said you made me cry. Thank you for noting a mother's sacrifice to her country.
Garcia, you're amazing. God bless you. I remember I was a young 25-year-old corporal deploying, and I just got kind of a little bit better of a job, and then this mom was like, make sure my boy's okay. And I thought, holy shit, I don't even know if I'm gonna be okay. So I can only imagine the stress that mothers and fathers actually go through. So.
You guys explain things very well.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you very much. You support our channel very well, and I appreciate you. I even appreciate the negative. Sometimes people throw out shit that might not be the sweetest thing, and I always respond like a little honey badger, get a little too excited maybe. But you know, most greatness comes from learning, and it's not always from positive interactions or everything being perfect. So when you guys see stuff that you'd rather see or think of something you'd rather see, definitely let me know.
Oz said, is this table going on the floor room you did yesterday?
No, this is gonna stay in this conference room. I don't know if you did a quick pan around it. This is gonna be a conference room, and I think it fits like, how many chairs? Like 22 chairs or something? It's a lot, whatever it is, 18 or something. It's a pretty big room, pretty big. And I'll show you guys the floor right now. It's actually looking beautiful. Especially, I like it for a coffee bar as well. And I didn't want the showroom to keep being so cut up. Now you see a little bit of a rippling effect in here, but that's alcohol. I just sprayed a whole quart almost of alcohol down. So you can kind of see, I don't know if you guys can, but you see glossier and less glossy spots on it. And those less glossy spots, that's where alcohol is laying in a real thin sheet and evaporating off. And I kind of like to spray it kind of heavy at the very end of torching a large job like this, because if any little final air bubbles go up in there, they'll hit that and pop in there. And you know what I see? I see one little piece of debris.
They were wanting to know if it's going to smooth out.
Oh, it'll smooth out perfectly. As the alcohol evaporates, it'll leave a really smooth base layer. Sorry, I didn't explain that all the way through. I show you how it's rough and then don't tell you I'm gonna finish it. If you're gonna be rough, you gotta be sweet, right?
How many days will it cure, and I will sign up on your website?
Oh, this will cure by tomorrow. Like tonight and tomorrow. Let this sit out today.
Have you ever done a live edge?
I have done a live edge. I'm gonna show you one right now. Actually, dang it. Yeah, maybe my office. I've done a lot. I'll see what's in my office though, what's around here. I should have cleaned my office a little better so you guys could come see both of my tables. We have black, copper, brown, white, bronze, and aged bronze. So now we'll go to the floor. So everything here has all been done by students. So yeah, there you get kind of a picture of our trash in our conference room. Our attempt. And you guys were wondering about wall epoxy. This is our wall epoxy right here. This is all troweled on. It goes on just like you would a plaster. That we did a honeycomb pattern with. This is actually a little copper, real metal. It conducts electricity. It's actual copper powder mixed in with different types of epoxies, and you can trowel it out and do kind of cool patterns. And this has not been polished fully, so we can polish this wall a lot better. And here is your guys' coffee bar floor that we're doing. So I think I'm gonna do some nice accenting baseboards around the edges maybe, and then put in a kind of a coffee bar center here. So.
How do you buff out insects flying on the wet epoxy?
You know, if you have to buff them out, you can always sand them starting out with 1,000, go all the way up to 5,000 and some polishing paste, or a 7,000 pad if you can find one. A lot of times, and it's pretty uncommon to have insects on it if you really like watch for that. But every once in a while, you know, you'll do a countertop and a fly or two will get in it. And the best thing I've seen to do is just drill a tiny little hole right where that fly is and mix the proper, mix a little extra product. But let it get kind of hot in the container in the mixing cup with the exact same color that you're trying to match with. And when that's about 150 degrees, it might sound crazy, or even 200 degrees, pour it in there. Don't wait any longer. You want to pour it in there, and that'll help that cure in there really, really quickly. And you'll be able to scrape the excess off probably like 8 hours later with a razor blade, just like a little bit overfilled, obviously, and then you can sand and polish that little spot. And you can take care of a lot of little patches really fast like that. So, and then polish it just like a clear coat on a car.
Will the surface on the floor be slick?
No, this is actually much better traction than like tile or anything like that. Like a ceramic tile or a porcelain tile, even with slip coat, is usually worse than this. It's shiny, but it has grip, and it's actually somewhat flexible. So that's a pretty high grade resin right there. So thank you guys so much for joining the live today. Thank you for joining the live today. Thank you guys for your time and all the love and support. Please hit the follow button, subscribe to our channel, whatever. And what?
They want to see the beach door.
The beach door. I'll show you guys the beach door. I'll show you guys the door, beach. Turned out okay. There's real sand we troweled in here. Did a blue base, a couple different colors through it, blue. We poured a clear, and then we just put a little bit of accenting of our different blues into the clear, so it looks very three-dimensional. So. Thank you again for all the love. Thanks for the support, guys, and I can't wait to come back and see you guys tomorrow. So please hit the subscribe button. Let us know, please, this is important. Let me know if you guys are getting notifications that we're going live. We see that TikTok now is burying us, and a lot of people are saying they don't get them anymore. So we're always trying to figure it out, and we're a small company, so God bless you, and thanks for your support.